Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to From Heroes to Icons. This is our What If review for episode number 4. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? Within this episode, they are talking about not literally his heart, but the love of his life. Here we see Christine, the doctor that works with Doctor Strange, who he is in love with, die in the car accident that initially made him lose the use of his hands. This same accident sends him on his journey to become the Sorcerer Supreme. As we know it, it pretty much goes the same way. Instead of losing his hands, lost his girlfriend, and in essence, he was so distressed. He went searching for answers on how to bring her back to life. Into the mystic arts he goes to let everyone know so far. Doing this pretty fast, so it is a spoiler review. Wrote down a few notes so you won't have to listen too long. Doctor Strange uses the Agamotto gem, which is the time stone, to go back in time to try to save his love. This is a mess. It's a constant trail of death that he just has to continually witness. Christine die over and over and over again, regardless of what he does. Even she drives one of the times. She dies. He leaves her. He doesn't even pick her up. She dies. It's a mess. And watching this, you can't help but know that this was taken straight from H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, as the doctor in that, who had created the time machine, lost his fiance. And his first venture with the time machine was continually trying to bring her back. And every time it seemed like she met an even more tragic death. And this is very thoughtful and very heart-provoking, very thought-provoking of Marvel Comics to do this. And I have to say, this may be the most emotionally powerful episode of What If. That's just my opinion. After his last time in trying to save Christine, he's confronted in the past by the Ancient One. And, she tells him, like, listen, this is your turning point. Without the death of Christine, you would have never become Doctor Strange, never would have become the Sorcerer Supreme or the caretaker of the Eye of Agamotto. He doesn't care. He's still going to try to find a way. The Ancient One says, she's going to stop him. So he's like, you got to find me first. He goes to teleport away with the Eye of Agamotto, and she blasts the amulet. And he wakes up in, I guess, the place where he was supposed to go. I guess it's like I don't know where it is. I have not seen this in Marvel Comics before, but it looks almost like, ancient ruins and super dope forest and all of this stuff. And I know I got it written down here somewhere. And he finds the lost library of Cagliostro. But I'm going to backpedal a little bit. When the Ancient One confronts him, that's my headphones rubbing up against the microphone too close. She tells him that Christine's death is an absolute point in time. I guess this is very important. I guess this might have to do with other episodes of What If. But she said an absolute point in time cannot be changed. It is unmovable. It is unchangeable. It's something that I guess regardless of what you do, almost like an anchor point in time, I believe. And if you unpend that anchor, the rest of reality will unravel. So he finds the lost library of Cagliostro, starts looking through books. Doctor Strange is a master of studying anyway. And he finds out that, I guess there's a part of the library where he can like summon monsters and stuff, and he tries to make a deal with one of them. Doesn't work. And the caretaker, I forget his name, the caretaker of the library tells him you can't bargain with mystical creatures. So Doctor Strange goes to absorb. He uses a spell to absorb these mystical creatures to bolster his magical might, believing that he has enough strength he can unpend the, what is it, the absolute point in time where his dear Christine dies. And apparently he spends centuries absorbing these monsters. Like the first monster he tries to absorb is like this octopus type creature. All you see is the tentacles. It looks very reminiscent to the same tentacle creature that we saw in episode 1 with Captain Carter. I'm saying it's Shumagorath, busts them up, and he starts with the lower tier creatures, absorbing them, and then finally absorbing a few tentacles of said creature. Some may not want to say it's Shumagorath. I say it's Shumagorath. So he has this power. He goes back to see the caretaker, and the caretaker's like a couple of 100 years old. He's bedridden or whatever. And he was just like, yo, you're not the only Doctor Strange. So apparently the Ancient One, when she blasted the amulet when Strange tried to make his last time jump, she split him in two. So there's the good Doctor Strange, and then there's the Doctor Strange that's on this manhunt for power to save his woman. But by absorbing all of these creatures or whatever, it changes the very nature of who Doctor Strange is. I would say he's more along the lines of a Doctor Doom now with this. Don't mind the bells, it's the ice cream man. So the Watcher like interrupts the flow of the story a little bit, saying maybe he should say something to Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? Even though he shouldn't interfere. Maybe he should say something to him, but is it even worth it talking to this guy? He was like, he won't listen anyway. Which is pretty crazy because he finds out that there is another him. He confronts himself pretty much. Really super dope epic battle ensues, and the good Doctor Strange loses. He absorbs himself, granting himself, double the Sorcerer's supreme power, but he almost turns into like a gargoyle amalgam looking type thing of all the creatures that he's absorbed. Raises the car from the wreckage with Christine in it, puts it back together, brings her back. She's scared out of her mind. Doctor Strange looks like a monster or whatever, and as she's like backing away from him, the entire world begins to unravel around them. So he piece of rock breaks off, and he's trying to save her, and he's blasting everything, trying to keep reality from pretty much imploding on itself. And the Watcher comes, and he begins to plead with the Watcher to change things. The Watcher's like, nah, that's alright. I ain't supposed to interfere anyway. It's such a tragedy what happens to Stephen Strange in this. But it's crazy. So he makes the only thing that I could call is almost like a reality bubble around him and Christine, and there's nothing left. Everything is gone, and it's just this little piece of rock that he's left on, holding Christine as she pretty much deteriorates into nothingness. And Doctor Strange is left alone in his little baby reality bubble with nothing. And it was a hardcore episode. I watched it twice. Definitely gets a 5 out of 5. It gets a 10. But this story was heavy. You know what I'm saying? Very reminiscent of the Time Machine in a lot of points. I like what they did with Strangeness. I believe most of the voice actors came back from the sound of whatever it is. I'm not going to go down the list like I usually do, stress for time. But this is definitely one of the more provoking and really emotionally unsettling episodes because it's the fine line between love and obsession, and also the different stages of grief that they talk about, and acceptance is very important. In this reality, Doctor Strange just refused to accept that she was gone, and that drove him down the dark path. Which, there's talks of this being a very important episode or whatever. We don't know. I personally don't know how many episodes is in this season or even what's coming out next week. But this is definitely a dope series. Keep watching this thing every week. Please continue to tune in here every week for a spoiler review of What If. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But this is definitely a Blu-ray 4K finest collector series already with just 4 episodes. This series is super dope. But I would implore you to keep coming back here. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are, give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you feel so inclined, share it on your various social medias. As always, my people, as always, be great and do great. Peace.